Alrighty, we are go for season 2021 of the Gidley gang. So first pod of the season proper.
Yep.
Welcome, Toto. How are we?
Pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Feeling
Are you feeling
feeling good
good?
after the weekend.
Yeah, you feeling good because of the draft, or
Oh, bit of everything, mate.
just
You
a
know.
good
Yeah.
weekend? So, yeah, it was a good day. Good to see everybody. So, yeah,
Was
even got the
good.
photo to prove it.
Yeah, some good laughs as well.
Yeah, some good
Um,
laughs.
really good catching up with everyone actually.
Yeah, always is. Always is.
Yeah.
Entertaining day. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's why we're here. First pod. So tomorrow, Teamless Tuesday, we'll see. If some of these teams really pan out. But at the moment, people have got their hopes and dreams, and yeah, all in all, I thought it was pretty good, pretty evenly matched a lot of the sides. But we're here to dive a little bit deeper. Give our expert slash not expert opinions. To,
But we're paid for, mate. It's all right.
yeah. Well, like the opinions you agree with. Those are the expert opinions, but the ones that you don't, yeah, nah. All right. Well, I first of all, I just want to say that I actually quite enjoyed the names being drawn out of the bucket with the balls. That was quite suspenseful.
To be honest, it was probably the best one we've had. Like when you think about what the Ducks was pretty good.
That's
But,
my favorite ever was the one we did that Kyle did, and it was like the Survivor challenge where you had like to vote people, and everyone had three
true.
votes. That was carnage, man. That was just like, yeah,
It was pretty ruthless.
it
Actually,
100% was.
the when we did the nines, that was pretty good too. Like it was
Yeah,
completely random.
yeah. I do enjoy watching the nines too. It's always good. But yeah, as far as suspense goes, this was pretty good. Jesse didn't seem too impressed when Marcel got picked first out, and then his yeah, pain continued when it was me straight after. So
You wouldn't read about it.
Cleary was going. Well, Marcel was second last year, and I was third the year before. So we just shifted one forward. So
it was quite funny. Kyle was drawn out first by Astrid in
yeah,
like the
yeah,
practice,
yeah.
and
But
then Woodley he ends up 11th.
oh no,
Oh,
the
that's all right.
the draw hadn't started official. She just like rogue operator stuck her hand in as young children do. So
And then he claimed she couldn't read. Yeah, right.
I know her well enough to know that she can do a bit of reading. All right, cool. Well, we'll jump straight in, give our opinions, and yeah, I guess we'll start with the first team off the ranks. Draft spot number one, Marcel Green. I miss Macebook. Um, I see you got something to say about that team name, but we'll move on.
No, I actually like it.
You
It's
like it?
relevant. I think it's relevant because I
The,
miss it too.
you miss Macebook?
Not Macebook, but I miss Facebook.
It's still there, mate.
Like
Um.
Reddit bullshit. Anyway,
All right.
I don't get to read it, mate. It doesn't pop up.
Yeah, well, you need to
How's
be
that for?
you need
How's
to
that
be
for bloody?
getting on there a bit more. Anyway, so turn up for the books. Marcel took Tedesco first pick. What'd you make of that?
Surprised me. It surprised me actually. I didn't think he was going to go Teddy.
Yeah.
I think he went Teddy because he knew you were after him.
What would have given him that impression? I hardly know the bloke.
I mean, it was Teddy or Cleary one too, but I would
Yeah.
have thought that he would have went Cleary first.
Yeah, I
That was
was. I was honestly, I was not expecting to get Cleary at second. But as soon as Marcel went like Tedesco, I was like, oh fuck, okay, cool, Cleary it is. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, interesting. And if I think if I was first, I would have taken Cleary still. Thoughts
yeah,
yourself? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I actually was talking to Kyle about this. I would have taken Cameron McGuinness if he was available
Oh yeah.
at one.
Yeah, he would have gone very, very high. One, two, three. Like, yeah, all the guys that did go in the top four, they're very, very interchangeable. But I do think Cleary was the clear pick of the bunch. Yeah, that kind of lends into Marcel's broader strategy of waiting forever to get a halfback.
A
Um,
half should play pretty well.
a half. I hear he's a real goer.
Yeah, he's a
Uh,
gun.
yeah. Yeah, ended up getting Michael Morgan. It's funny too because I was a bit of a crusader for everyone getting a backup halfback, um, purely to spite Marcel. I think I got one of his first options, which was Luke Brooks. I know he's always been keen on Brooksy, but yeah, plenty of other options disappeared because
Very
what?
late as well.
He left it to the 14th pick, and let's zoom in a bit more here. He left it to the 14th pick, and yeah, he was right at the beginning after 13. So everybody knew he needed a half, and there you go. He's got the whole squads to go through twice, and everyone just starts picking back up halves. So there was actually a couple left, but yeah, it's he definitely did not get the pick of the litter. I'll say that much. Yeah. Speaking of some of his picks, which ones did you enjoy a bit more?
Yeah, I thought being pick number one is quite hard, I think, because you have to wait a hell of a long time to get another pick. If you look at his second pick and his third pick, Tavita Pangai and then Frizzell, um, it's hard to know who was left at that point. But Frizzell at a new club, he's going to be very unproven, I think.
Yeah.
Bit of um, a risk, I reckon. But
Yeah, he definitely bumped up his average pretty big last year. I know Jesse said something about picking him up quite late last year, and I kind of gave him shit about it, saying he was like, no, he's like shit. Well, he's not shit. He was just like he had never been a fantasy gun. So last year was definitely like peak relevance for Frizzell. Whether he can keep that up, I don't know.
new club as well. You just don't
Yeah,
know.
new club, who
Um,
dis?
the thing about TP, like Tavita Pangai,
Yep.
I had him last year, and you made the point. He literally spends more time off the field than he does on it.
He, he,
So
he often does. That is often the case. There's a lot of suspensions. He's probably got like 1 million carryover points from the judiciary.
yeah,
I like the fact that he's dual. I like the fact that he can go large when he goes nuts.
yeah,
I like the
he can be
fact.
big.
I like the fact that the Broncos have surely got to be better. So there's a lot to like about TPJ.
There's upsides.
I was quite interested to get him in my side. Didn't happen. I would have liked one forward duel, but we'll get to my side shortly. So yeah, he's got that there. I also like Luciano Leilua. In particular, I saw him in the trial, and he was an absolute beast.
He was way under the radar last year.
Yeah,
He was averaging like 55.
yeah. I think he's definitely built. That was his first season at the Tigers. I think this season I'd expect him to do better. So I think he got a good one. Staines is very unproven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They
he
were,
needs to score tries because
yeah,
Staines has 0 base stats from what we've seen.
100%. He averages 70 from 2 games, and one of those was 5 tries.
Yeah.
A quick point is he picked Leilua. No, he picked Tavita Pangai, Tyson Brazil straight up, and then his next picks was Leilua and Staines. Um, that's the problem with being at the end of the draft, I think, or the start.
Mm. How so?
Well, I'm not really a fan of either of those picks.
Okay.
Leilua is, I guess that's okay, but it's quite early, I reckon, for Leilua.
Yeah, I
in
think
my
if you
opinion.
have a look at it though, you look at some of the edges in other teams, and
True.
it got pretty desperate. Like we'll talk about my team more soon, but if you look at my edge, they're very unproven um, edges,
Yeah.
and
Actually, I had a problem with my edge boards too. I
yeah,
missed out on, like, I couldn't find one. I needed one and I couldn't find
yeah.
one.
So you can look at the picks he's got and say, you know what, they seem a bit early, but when you take into account the quality and the position, it's yeah, it can change that up a bit. So
He probably
um,
has an average of 100 just from his edge forwards,
yeah, for
which
sure.
is which is not a bad thing. So
Yeah, he's got a couple options potentially on his bench edges. He's taken the unproven route as well with the edges, but he's on his bench. Um, he's got Holmes on his bench as well. It's a big unknown what Holmes is going to do. You know,
he'll
is
play
he,
on the wing.
yeah, wing, fullback. How relevant is he going to be? Yeah, so, but if Staines shits the bed, he's got Holmes there waiting in the wings to a less extent Mbai, but yeah, I can't see Mbai being super relevant.
No, he'll be on the bench. I think.
Yeah, I think he'll be a utility.
I can see it being a case of the one he picks will go bad, and the one he doesn't pick out of Staines and Holmes will go
Yep,
good. You know, the old, you pick one, they suck, and then the one you drop goes well.
sure. Yeah, yeah. So two options that are going to be similar, and but then yeah, one week one's good, one the other isn't. Speaking
Mm.
of people that aren't good, we've got Little at hooker. Now he's barely played any footy the last few seasons. He's been
I,
constantly injured.
I
I
don't think he gets the spot. I don't think he's playing.
I don't
He'll be
even
on the
know what he
bench.
looks like, mate. He's I've never seen him play because he's always in the fucking hospital. Um,
Look, I'll
I
be honest.
yeah,
He'll be a gun if he plays. If he stays injury free.
a gun. You reckon?
Yeah, yeah. He'll be like, when Reed Marnie came onto the scene.
Yeah.
He'd be like that,
Okay.
100%.
I don't remember Arnie being a gun ever, but I don't think he'll be a
He's a
gun.
solid hooker.
I think he'll be one of those 35 to 45 hookers.
The
If
problem, yeah,
yeah, so I don't know. So the way I see it, because there was talk of Simkin
yeah,
being a better prospect potentially, but then you've got the situation with Dane Lowry at fullback. He came into the trial, killed it. So as far as I'm concerned, if they threw Mbai at fullback, they've got fucking rocks in their head. Um, but so if you take Mbai out of fullback, then he has to be like utility, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I can see him playing a
Oh,
bit of
hold on.
time at hooker.
He's an Origin centre. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, okay, well. He must be playing for like the New South Wales like fucking C team. Um yeah.
He's a Queenslander, but that's okay.
He will start in the six for game one because Adam Dewey's out suspended. But
Yep.
anyway. And okay, so he's also gone Avarillo at his centre. Let's talk about that. I spoke to him at the time. I said, yeah, six pick for Avarillo is way early. I see what he's doing. Avarillo's set to play number six for the Bulldogs, and yeah, it's
Great pick on Supercoach, but not.
yeah, I think he is a good pick at centre. I think he's a good option if he gets those kick meters. He might be more reliable than some centres. He might have a lower ceiling, but yeah, I just think he went way too early at six. Like I personally got my centre Brian Kelly at 9, and I have him in the rankings higher than like Avarillo. Like Avarillo was like my second target, you know, in case I didn't get Kelly. So you don't know. You don't know though, so can't hold it against Mace for going a bit early. Sometimes you got your heart set on someone and you just got to pull the trigger. So
Look, Marcel always finds a way to make it work. So,
that's it. Yeah.
We can sit here all night and talk about it.
Yeah, he's also got a quick handy hooker in Rain in his bench in case Little doesn't work out. Rain might yeah, honestly be the better option. Okay, I think we've spent enough time on Marcel's team. All
I
in
think so.
all, you think it's pretty good?
Yeah, I think it's probably. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where to rate it. We're gonna rate him out of 10, or are we gonna do?
Rated out of 10. Uh, can we go into negatives or? um, yeah, I don't know. It's solid. It's a. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a, B plus.
Out of 10. Okay. I'm gonna give it a B.
A B. Okay. Wow. A B. B and a B plus. Yeah, we just for all our viewers, we haven't thought this process through at all. So
All six of them. So
yeah, so
thanks,
it's
thanks for tuning in.
so yeah, yeah. Hi Carolyn. It is and
Oh.
Inca too. She doesn't count. Yeah. So these grades might be a bit all over the place. Kyle said he wanted us to do power rankings, but I was like, yeah, I don't want
He
to
asked me to do
rank
that too.
everyone like just in order like that. I'm like, that's such a Kyle thing because we were talking about it before the pod started, and talking about like did we talk when you left? What was the general consensus? Were people rating? I think like every time a draft is finished, Kyle always says, "Oh, like let's rank them. Who's got the best?" Like, and it's like it doesn't work like that because everyone's just kind of I don't know. There's certain sides that stand out, but you can't work it out. You can't know who's got the best. And then sometimes there's people who've got the name factor in their side. Other times people have got a few sleepers. Like Kyle wouldn't even know who fucking some of the guys are. So enough said about that, really.
All
Um,
right, moving on.
all right, number two, my side. Yep. So as we said, Cleary in the first pick. Don't mind it. I could talk about my side a bit, but what do you think, Todd?
Sorry, I'll just go back. I lost the picture. Hang
You lost it.
on. Yeah. Again, I mean, I actually think he has some pretty good picks. I think Tino's well, not a gamble, but like it's a bit of an unknown. Um, Again, someone just going to a new club, things like that. When did you get him? Pick 3.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts there?
My thoughts were that yeah, someone was definitely going to get him soon. I wanted a big explosive forward. Yeah, I definitely see him in the mold of Payne Haas, David Fafita, yeah.
Yeah.
Even a TPJ sometimes, which is funny because they've all been at the Broncos. But yeah, big explosive offloads, tackle bust. I mean, I don't know if you saw the highlights from his the trial against the Warriors, but he basically busted through about 3 tackles from 40 out and scored
I did see that.
a
Yeah,
barn
I did.
stoning. Like, I mean, fuck that. Like that right there. That's probably like 35, 40 fantasy points.
Yeah,
Just one play, just
in
that
one
he
play.
that he
Yeah.
made by himself. So yeah, the guy has a lot of talent. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, you got some really good picks here. Latrell Mitchell, I think, is, to be honest, I think he's top 3 for Dally M this year. That's how good he's going to be.
Yeah,
Um, I like. I
he
also like
he was
your bench.
he was on fire in the trial.
That's the best I've ever seen him play.
Like yeah, if you can play half that good, yeah, it's just consistency with Latrell.
And the laziness. Yeah,
Yeah, and
goes
hopefully,
missing a lot.
yeah, hopefully, I think he was hanging around. He was showing that he was a bit more interested. Yeah, but we'll see. So
He also signed a new contract, which is always going to help someone stay motivated.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you said you liked my bench, so I was kind of
yeah, I do.
I actively made an effort. Like obviously, I've got a fifth and a sixth pick on my bench, um, which is yeah a bit of a gamble, but I've got myself some solid backups. I mean, Tommy Turbo, he's a first round quality pick if he's ever
He also
alive.
could never play again.
It's a long season, so at least he's injured like now,
Yeah, not
and
week
not
1 of the finals.
yeah exactly. So he owes me. He owes me from last year when he didn't come back.
I like
Um,
I like Luke Brooks. I think for someone like you, potentially you won't even need him, but you
No.
could probably use him as trade bait. Like,
Yeah, it is hard. I mean, Jesse could attest to that. He had Dylan Brown and Cleary last year, and Dylan Brown was, you know, one of the like top five halves at one point, but nobody quite wanted to trade for him. He didn't have that name value, I guess.
yeah,
So yeah, it's a very solid backup, but yeah. I felt like at the time McCulloch was a bit early, but hooker situation.
yes and no.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So there's big question marks over my edges.
Yeah, but that Ricky, there's like Tupanua. I can't see him starting.
I
He's a
don't.
Roosters player, hey.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. He's definitely starting.
You do.
Tupanua.
Oh, there's no corner.
Yeah.
That's right.
Corner's brain's broken.
That's right.
Yeah. And then Blake Lowry as well. I'm expecting him to have a pretty good year. At the Dragons number 13. So
That was a big that was a bit of a shock when you picked him. Everyone was like, "What?" But like, I knew what you were doing.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and I think a lot of people saw Blake Lowry and they thought, like what? Okay.
yeah.
So
Well, as soon as I said Jack Bird was going to center, you knew Blake Laurie was going to get the lock.
Bird was never fucking going to lock. Yeah. Lowry's solid. Very good like PPM. But yeah. Anyway, that's my side. Dane Lowry as well took a nice little punt at 8. Yeah, from everything we saw in the trials, he looked like he was a very eager fullback. So could be a very solid pickup. We'll see. Time will tell though.
For sure.
Yeah, I won't grade my own side, but
I'm going to say B plus for sure.
oh, B plus. Fucking cop that, Marcel.
No, I just think if you want to rank them,
Yeah.
um,
Look, it's not about ranking. It's about me having a higher ranking than Marcel.
I think yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
move on.
Oh, and I didn't talk about Brian Kelly, but I highly rate him. I think he came on big time towards the later half of last year. I think
100% he did.
I think the Titans are a side on the up. I think anyone looking at Kelly's average would if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't notice he had 2 injury affected games. I think he had a couple games where he was on the wing. So
when you picked him, and I was at the time looking for a center, like I didn't actually have one. I'm sure I didn't have one at that point.
You had Joey Manu already.
Yeah, no, but I did have him. But when you picked him, I was like, "What the hell? What? How did I not like?" I would have picked him over Manu.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't even see him.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it's like sometimes if you go in with a player in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just like looking at him. I can understand you're not paying too much attention to centers. I think that's most people's strategy. All right, moving on to the next slide. We've got Rat, 3rd place. He said, "Oh, hold on. I've also got a few words from some of the coaches. Actually, I forgot all about that."
From Marcel.
Yeah. So Marcel, he goes very happy with my side. No panic picks like Armour. Prioritized winger fullbacks and edges. Yep, clearly. No chance.
See that?
Because no chance I will win this year's premiership now that I've had the Teddy curse. So, yeah. So that was him. I asked Rat. He goes, "Do I get a third place? Do I get a medal for 3rd place? It's literally the highest I've ever come." I said, mate. What I said? I said, I said Damien Cook is your medal, but he didn't even fucking draft him. Fuck. Yeah, he drafted fucking Payne Haas. So, interesting for Rhett. His first and his 3rd pick are on. No, Harry Grant was his 2nd pick. He's mixed up his cards. Because if I was gonna pick Grant 2nd,
That's right.
For
Yep.
McCulloch. So yeah, his first and second picks are both on his bench, out injured. So injury and suspension. So
But it's not that bad. Like it's not. They're not.
yeah, but he's not getting off to a hot start, and
Mate, if I had them two coming into my team
yeah.
after the first 6 weeks, I'd be pretty happy.
Okay. All I'm saying is he doesn't want to fucking end up on a 0-4 record. He'll be hoping if he can get through that, like
Yeah.
the first 4 or 5 rounds with like two
2 wins.
wins.
Yeah.
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 He won't want to go fucking big and smashed, but yeah, that's a lot
Can I just say,
of firepower on the bench.
when you've got a T Gilbert on your bench, you can. The sky's the limit. So
Yeah. T who?
T Gilbert. I don't know who that is. Anyway.
I don't know. I don't think Rhett knows. He did. That was his just like, oh yeah, I'm heading out. Okay, yeah, T Gilbert. Yeah, cool. In you go.
He didn't pick it. Marty just wrote it down, I reckon.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Marty's side.
Yeah, a couple of good picks here for Rhett. I really like.
Yeah.
Well, was it Rhett or was it his partner? What's his partner's name?
Marty. Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who was actually making the picks because she had all the paperwork and the phone. So
yeah, there you go. That makes sense. Nick is the brains and the beauty of that operation, and Rhett is Rhett's just got a few Simpsons references. So
anyway, she had some good picks. Dylan Brown, I thought was a pretty good pick. I actually wanted Dylan Brown for my team.
Yeah, quite handy.
AJ Brimson was definitely on my radar.
Yeah, I think with Brimson, I was speaking to a couple of the guys. So Brimson had a back issue, and then he also had like a leg issue.
So he didn't play Origin 3, did he?
Yeah,
did he?
and apparently this like specific leg injury is like quite hard to recover from. Yeah, can take away a lot of your speed and stopping power things. So, yeah, be interesting to see. But he's a very exciting footballer. So for Rhett and Titans fans' sake, I hope he does perform all right. So,
I think his front row is close to being one of the better ones.
Front row.
Oh, sorry, he's mid.
Yeah, Paulo and Vaughan, good value picks.
Yeah, and quite late, 7 and 6.
Yeah. I think I was potentially interested in Vaughan, and then he picked him up. So, yeah.
Then you look at his edges.
His edge.
His edges don't really make up the. Like Proctor is not.
Yeah.
Hasn't been fantasy relevant for years.
No. Same with Garner.
Well, you don't know what Garner's going to play.
Yeah, he can slot T Gilbert in there. It's all good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ramian at centre, 10th round. Yeah.
It's hard to know what's going to happen there.
Who knows? Ramian's fucking all over the place. Yeah, you also don't really know what you're getting with Drinkwater. Depends on what the Cowboys are doing. Yeah, so I think all in all, pretty decent side. Reece Robson, there's questions there. What happens with the hooking role? How many minutes does he get? Yeah, he's pretty decent. I rate him.
He's a good player.
Just a matter of minutes, So
there's that dinosaur in front of him.
Yeah.
So bloody Jake Granville.
Robson's 100% starting. It's just a matter of how many minutes he gets. Yeah. I don't know about Felt on the bench or Whitehead, but yeah, all in all, decent side.
I talked him into Whitehead.
Did you? Good on you.
Yeah. And then I tried to pick him the next go.
You fucking did too. Now it's even funnier knowing that you're the one who fucking told him to pick him.
I was like, yeah, go him. And then the next time I didn't know he did it. And then I was like, yeah, he didn't pick Whitehead. Yes. And
it was like do it. It was like fucking 5 picks later.
Yeah, well, I know. That's all right.
All right. What would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it a C+.
A C+. Okay. Man, we're being a bit tough, aren't we?
Well, I just think if we're talking round 1, he doesn't have Harry Grant, he doesn't have Payne Haas.
Okay.
He's got Luke Garner. Is he even going to play? Kevin Proctor. His front row's good. How many minutes does Robson get? Ramian can be very hot, very cold, mostly cold. Dylan Brown's probably his best player.
Yeah, his winger fullbacks are quite up and down. There's no out and out gun. You could say Brimson's a gun, but he hasn't had
Yeah.
any sustained long term efforts.
Not in fantasy. Like he came back for a couple of weeks, then he played
Yeah,
Origin, and we haven't seen any footy since. So
yeah. Okay, fair. Well, I'll give it a B minus. Yeah, taking into account the fact that he's got his two best players out for ages.
you know what? I'll give it a B minus too. I didn't even know we're going minuses, but yeah, okay,
Why not?
that's fine.
I don't know. All right, moving on. Next side. Jared Roberts.
This is a side I'm actually impressed with.
Yeah, so Jared showed up for the draft.
Yeah.
His first time actually making an appearance, and
Mm.
yeah, I think he handled the pressure cooker of fantasy drafting quite well.
I think he did too. Apart from the whole purple texture thing, I think he was really quite good.
Yeah, he was quite anal about the old purple texter, wasn't he?
He was, but anyway, we let him have it.
Yeah,
First up, Damien Cook, great pick at number 4.
yeah,
Um, and then obviously Cody Walker. He asked me about Cody Walker before he picked.
oh
He's
yeah.
like, he came up to me as he walked past. He says, "Cody Walker look good, eh?" I was like, "Yeah, mate, take him."
Oh shit.
Yeah. Anyway, I think he's a good pick. I think he's South's going to be guns, so there's no nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he's got a very high ceiling, but he also has a low floor.
Mm.
So yeah, he'll have games where he'll be probably cursing Walker's name, and then he'll have other ones where he absolutely kills it for him. So
Some of these people, I don't, because you got to actually read it to find out who it actually is. But his front row is really good.
He's
Fanua
mids,
Blake,
mate. He's mids.
mids. Oh,
Yeah, Saifidi and Fanua Blake.
yeah.
I rate him. Hudson Young, I think he's decent. I think it's a bit early though. Especially given the fact that there's so many forwards at the Raiders, and some of them are out, and all like they've had their drink driving shit, and
Yeah, but there's only 2 weeks. It's only 1 and 2 weeks for both of them.
yeah. So it's like, well, what are they gonna do with him? Like, what's Ricky gonna do? So you don't know. I think yeah, it's quite early for someone with so many question marks.
Yep.
Speaking of early, Zach Lomax. I'll go on record till the day I die saying that I am not a fan of early center picks.
Even though this center is by far and away averagely better than everyone else.
Yeah, I don't think centers have a good history of keeping up with their averages.
Mm.
If you have a look back through the annals of history.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah. Dust off the old books.
Let me go to my archives.
Yeah. You'll see that there are so many centers that kill it, and then next year they're not even in the top 5 or 6. I mean, we're talking about your BJ Leiluas, your James Roberts. Guys that just
You're right.
One year they kill it, and then the next they completely fall off the wagon. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, and he's also in the worst side in the league, arguably.
Wooden spooners.
Yeah.
Just don't even
They're hot
worry about
favourites.
it.
Hot favourites for the spoon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
3's a bit early, I guess. I guess you're right.
So yeah, I just in general, I'm not a fan of it. I just think there's so many of them. Like, even if you have a look at the waivers now, there's probably a ton of other guys who will pump out 25, 30 to 35. So
that's really all you need from a centre. And if they get a couple of tries, that bumps it up to 50.
yeah, there's no. I mean, well, Kyle's got Peachy as his centre, but that's the only like dual centre that's not actually playing in centre. And Peachy doesn't even start, so he still seems to score pretty decent.
If he can get that lock roll, though, you just never know.
He's not going to get lock.
You don't know that.
That's why fucking Tino is, mate.
Is it? Oh, I thought he was an edge.
Yeah, no. Um,
Anyway, moving on to Jared.
Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's a bit early. Anyway.
I quite like his picks of Nickel Clockstad, Coates, and Stephen Crichton. I think Stephen Crichton will end up in his team, actually.
Yeah. Is he just centre though?
But I thought he was a winger. He
No,
must be a
he's a
center. He must be a
centre.
center. Maybe not then.
Yeah.
And I mean, as you say with Cody Walker, you never know what you're going to get. But Luai, I think, is going to be even better than what he was last year, even with Cleary.
Yeah.
I think there could be a potential switch there.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, he's got an issue with Jed Cardi.
He does have an issue there.
Who just got injured. Don't think he was going to be super relevant anyway. So the Cardi party is over as soon as it started. Yeah. Jerome Luai, he's a very good backup. Yeah.
Adam Dewey, I think, is a very good pick for pick 13.
Yeah. I had my eye on him. He's going to be, winger fullback dual, and he's playing in a 6, so he could end up being a starter. I could see him going in where Xavier Coates is.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and Ryan James, I can't see him being too relevant. Big Nelson, he's kind of.
But he's one of those picks, Ryan James at the bottom.
Yeah.
Picked him last. Pick and see what happens, sort of thing.
Yeah. All right. Rating.
I like it. I'm going to give it a B+.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
He gets his points from Damien Cook, Fanua Blake, Saifidi. He's got Cody Walker. His back three are pretty solid. No, I'm going to give it a B. Not that good.
All right, a B. I'll give it a B too. Nobody's cracked the A's yet.
No.
Not even an A-.
Anyway, Mike.
Yep. Mike, moving along.
Stop doing that.
Oh, okay. Yep. So Big Mike, he kicked it off. Angus Crichton, he kicked it off hard with forwards, like so hard.
Went very strong.
Yeah. Yeah, he just went absolutely balls deep with forwards. You can have a talk about his side. I'm just going to find out this. What Mike had to say.
Okay. Obviously, pick number 1, Angus Crichton. Pick 2 was Isaiah Yeo, another solid pick. But again, he's a part of the Penrith team and has a lot of forwards. But, he's guaranteed 80 minutes. So.
Yeo's the captain.
Yeah, that's right. He's one of the main players there. Takiaho is always going to kick goals.
Yeah, I like that. Kick out is just. Yeah.
Kick out is a rough one. You just don't know what you're going to have.
You're just going to get like 35 to 40 points.
Reid Marnie's good. Adam Reynolds is another one.
He's good at 6. I definitely rate him at 6.
Yeah. I would just. He's one of the players that your players you never draft. He's one of them for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel fine with having him on my side. I got question marks over his winger fullbacks and his centre.
Who have we got? Momorowski. Yeah, we don't know what you're going to get there.
Well, I don't think you're going to get anything. I don't know if he's going to play.
Corey Allen, when he picked him, I was like kicking myself a little bit.
Yeah,
he'll be the Bulldogs fullback.
Yeah, they've had plenty of fullbacks recently that haven't been relevant at all.
No.
So maybe Allen will be, or maybe he'll just join a long list.
He also has Tex Hoy, who could play there for 6 weeks.
Yeah, you'll probably throw Hoy in. I mean, otherwise, why would you even grab him? Because he's not going to hang around.
No.
He'll be out of the side as soon as Pong is back.
He sort of has 2 players on his bench that are not going to be relevant at all. In Hoy and Walker. Walker's not going to get game time.
Yeah.
Especially if the Roosters are winning.
Yeah, might be very late in the season, if an injury happens or if Lamb's not
he'll
performing.
play at Origin. He'll play Origin time.
Yeah. Um, yeah. He's got Connor Watson on his bench, number 7. So Watson is, gonna be like a mid hooker. So, or is he hooker or is he 5'8"? I don't even know. Mid 5'8", I think. So yeah, interesting pickup. He's had a couple of injuries though, so
The biggest pick that stands out for me for Mike is Victor Radley in round 13. I think that's a steal at round 13.
he's out for ages.
He's only out for that long.
He's out for a
It's only
while.
like 5 weeks, 6 weeks or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I just don't think that he is that relevant in fantasy. He's never been a gun. He's always just been okay. But he's got like one of those like that name value because he gets on the beers, and more beers, and he's in the Roosters, you know. So if
Yeah.
if Radley was in like a fucking side like, you know, the Raiders or fucking the Titans or Knights, you know, nobody would make a fucking deal about him. I was listening to a podcast and they were saying like, yeah, like say like a guy like Mitch Barnett like kills it, like, or up at somewhere at the Knights, but nobody really talks about him too much because it's like it's the Knights, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I said, centers and winger fullback, I don't rate it. Mike did say that yeah, he went heavy in the forwards and he plans on having a tinker with his winger fullbacks and centers. I did say, you know, it's often a lot harder to find decent winger fullbacks and centers on the waivers. It's notoriously easier to find decent forwards over the years. So
I can't comment too much because I went exactly the same way as him.
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mike may have the second poorest winger fullback centers, only to you.
Where's this going? Right.
Anyway, yeah. Yeah. So rating, I'll go first. Look, I'll give it a. I'll give it a B plus. I think he has a big issue with his winger fullback centers. I don't rate it at all. Very strong forward pack. Apart from Kickout, who's kind of a plotter. Yeah, and some interesting options on his bench. But yeah, I think he's got some changes to make.
Okay, I'm giving it a B.
Okay. Yeah. What are you fucking laughing so much about?
I'm just trying to find that plus and I just couldn't find it.
Okay. At least he won't be negative with a minus.
Nah, it's a really good team. Honestly, it's a good side. He's got probably top 3 forward pack in our league.
Yeah. All right. Next side, we've got Marty Hill. Big taste or little taste? Question mark. That's the first time I've read his fucking
there were some
side.
very questionable picks here.
Yeah.
For someone who was hyped up as being very prepared.
Oh, was he?
Kyle built him up majorly.
There you go.
He rocked up with a laptop, mate.
Okay, there you go.
Like, I know Kyle had his, but like...
Yeah. I got the laptop up here, mate. Supercomputer.
That's what I said. That was my joke, but yeah, no one really got it.
That's because it didn't make sense. They were like, nah. But it wasn't.
Jared laughed. He laughed at everything I said.
Okay.
Thanks, mate. If you're still listening. Yeah. Look, pick 1, Cherry Evans. That's a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
You know, probably the second best halfback.
Okay. The way he wrote it though. C. Evans. He's got Captain America playing in his side. Chris Evans. Fucking hell.
And then I don't even know who we went next. Oh, Dylan Edwards at number 2. That was a shocker. Are you laughing at what I said or the pick?
No, just realised he got Edwards at 2.
And then the next one was Campbell Graham at 3.
Oh, look at number 4.
Forrest. See, this is what I'm talking about. I sat next to the guy, and he had his cards written before the picks came. He had no worry about anyone taking them.
Yeah, he didn't have to. Didn't he have something written out at one
Yeah.
point? No.
He did. Who was that? Sneds took him.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. It wasn't me. It was Mike. I can't remember. But he had it written for 15 minutes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on. You look at his forward pack. Mitch Barnett, is he a mid? I thought he was an edge.
No, Barnett played some lock last year.
Okay.
He'll be playing on the edge. So he'll be dual. You know who? You know who isn't a mid? Sean Lane.
Yeah. I knew there was one. I couldn't quite work it out.
He fucking drafted him in his mids and he's an edge. No, nobody noticed. There was one that Rhett tried to pick, and I pulled
Right.
I pulled him up on it.
I remember.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah, Sean Lane snuck through.
But I'm still reading this in disbelief. Mitch Barnett, Sean Lane, Cohen Hess, Kenny Bromwich. That's his forward pack. Josh Hodgson was pick number 5.
Well, Hodgson was pick number 2 last year. So
I know. But there's talk of him going to lock when Havili comes on.
Havili won't come on. Starling or
Starling, sorry.
Yeah.
Starling. Who he has both of them. He has Starling as well.
I think they got too many forwards. That he won't do that.
Yeah.
They'll give him some time off because he's been broken a lot.
He
I said on the day that he's better off if Hodgson gets injured and Starling just plays.
Yeah. Which is probably going to happen.
Yeah.
He also has 2 halfbacks on his bench with Adokar and Talakai, who's injured.
Talakai's not a halfback.
No, I said and Talakai. Yeah, he's got that Adam Pompey or whatever from the Warriors.
Yeah. I do rate Talakai. If he can come back and he drags a starting edge.
He's good, but Sean Johnson has to be there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's true for Nakora.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I think Talakai's
on that right edge.
I think Talakai's a bit more explosive. Yeah, he kicked out Nakora for a while. Enough he can do it again. But yeah, I don't rate it at all.
No, this is going to be my first C-. This pick.
What
it could really be a D.
There you go, D.
I really like Marty, and that hurts to do, but
yeah, this side gets a D for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't like him as much as I do.
Yeah, I'm just being honest. Fucking Jesse just fucking straight threw him under the bus after the fucking draft finished. Because someone's like, who's got the worst side?
Oh, that's right.
He's just fucking Marty's side for sure. And Marty was just like, what? Oh, yeah.
I was there for that.
Yeah. I asked Marty. He said, his plan is to. He goes, I don't think people rated my side too highly, and he just said, I'll end up picking up Cameron Smith off the waivers and go into the finals as the underdog.
Can I just say, he picks up Cameron Smith. That's the one position he doesn't need to pick up.
Well, halfback too.
Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah, it all went downhill after DCE.
It all went downhill from about 9:45. All right, my team.
As soon as Astrid picked his ball out.
Okay, my team now.
Yeah, talk me through it, mate. What were you thinking?
Yeah, so I went picks that I never normally would take, like that I've never normally taken in the past.
You mean like when you picked Manu and you wanted Kelly?
Yeah, but I'm okay with Manu. I'm alright with him.
Yeah.
The only picks that I don't like is obviously Kotrick and Moylan.
Obviously.
But in saying that, I do believe Moylan is going to be okay.
If he can stay alive.
Yeah. Because he'll play 5'8", and then he'll play fullback. There's no way he's going to keep me. Like Will Kennedy's going to keep him out of that when Johnson comes back.
Nah, not at all. yeah, it's just how relevant's he going to be? I'll be honest, I don't see the Sharks having a good season.
Look,
Um,
I don't either, but he was really good in the trial.
yeah,
He had 2 try assists, 2 linebacker assists. There's heaps of stats that he had.
yeah, I like him more playing at 5'8"
Yeah,
than I would at fullback. I think his best season, like maybe 3 4 years ago, was when he was at 5'8". Yeah,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
I just think he can make stuff happen. He'll be any if the Sharks have any attack this year, it'll be through Moylan until
Through Moylan,
SJ comes back.
100%. Yeah,
Yep, but I still don't know if he's going to be relevant.
yeah,
Kotrick,
but
he's what? He's going to be playing center at the
he'll be playing
Bulldogs.
center. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you know my stance on centers.
yeah, well, he was picked 10, so
Yeah, but he's in your starting side, mate. So,
okay, sorry. Um, yeah, I'm not sure about Jerome Hughes. Was actually a pick that I was really not sure about.
yeah. What number?
I can't see
You got
what it
him
was. I
pick
think it was
6.
8. I think it was 8
Tavaga was
because
8.
Manu was 6.
Oh, he was too. You got
5 maybe. I think it was 5. Yeah, it was 5.
yeah,
It's a big 5. I really wanted Cameron Munster, but he obviously went early. I would have picked him on my next run when it came through, but Snets took him,
yep.
which he always does. So thanks for that, Snets. I like my fullback. I'm not going to say I don't. I wouldn't. You normally wouldn't have taken Tamalolo or Tohu Harris.
Tamalolo always goes in the first round.
Yeah, but not by me. I'm not really a.
Kirsty always gets Tamalolo.
Yeah.
She loves him.
But anyway, I'm
Yeah.
pretty happy with my side, to be honest.
Harris is interesting. He's
Yeah.
dual.
The only reason why I picked him was for that duel.
Yeah. He had his best year in forever last season. So,
Absolutely, he did. It could be a risk. It could be nothing.
Yeah. Whether he can keep that up is gonna be anyone's guess.
Yep. But I have a couple of bench options if I need it.
Yep. Yeah. You got big Joseph there, Tapine.
Yep.
Could be good.
Who had the bell rung when I picked him?
Yeah, Marcel. I said it was a great pick. I said it was we had Marcel ringing the cowbell, purely because I think he owned Tapine last year.
He did, and he copped a fair bit of him from him, I think.
Yeah, and I thought great value at number 11. Personally, yeah. So we'll see who's right on that one. Yeah. I think we've spoken about Manu. Turpin could be good at 3. It depends. Is he going to be?
Depends on Cameron Smith.
Is he going to be an 80-minute hooker?
Well, they don't have anyone else.
I wouldn't be thinking about Cameron Smith. Yeah.
That's just my luck, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be good if he's playing 80. I think all in all, decent side. Forwards are obviously the best part. I think it falls apart again. Centre and fullbacks, much like Mike's side, very similar makeup. I think you got some decent bench options. Yeah. I will rate it a B. So, solid.
There you go. All right.
So
moving on.
Is the highest a B plus so far?
Yeah.
Can't even remember. I think you gave me a B plus. I can't remember if I've given anyone a B plus.
Yeah.
Maybe Jared. All right, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on his side?
Look, it's not bad. It's a couple of. He's picked Ryan Madison first, which I think is a great pick.
Yeah.
His weapon. Obviously, Jesse probably would have taken him if he was still there. Isn't he next? Yeah, he was next. Obvious black spot against his team is his hooker.
Yeah. That was like the running joke of the draft. Other than, well, the first running joke was Marcel and his halfbacks. But I think first off, Chris and his hooker. That was everyone's question. Like, what the hell is Chris doing at hooker?
And when Jesse took Jeremy Marshall King,
Yeah.
I looked at Snedden and I was like, "You're now fucked."
Yeah, there's fuck all options, hey.
No,
Yeah. Kyle picked up Wade Egan as a backup after that. Sneds had
it
had
was not a
enough of him.
backup.
Sneds had had
Yeah,
enough of him last season. Can't blame him. Because he's not much of a fucking player. Yeah,
he's
there's
got the best edges. You can't deny he's got the best edge. Ryan Madison, Cameron Murray.
yeah. If you just went off his forward pack of his mids and his edge,
Yeah,
A plus side.
yeah,
But then it starts to fall apart when you look at
yeah. But
Simkin.
it's basically me, Kyle, me, Mike, and Snedden have A+ sides until you get to our centre wing fullbacks.
Yeah, it's like it's like half the cake is like made of like something delicious, and then the other half of the cake is like fucking made of dog shit.
In saying that though, he does have Simkin. I don't know how you can make it A+ until you get to there, but
Yeah. So Munster, also, so yeah, you just look at like Clemmer down to Munster, and you go, wow, this fucking side.
yep.
Yeah, J Moz, he got him at 12. Be quite
He's
good.
so he could get 3 tries one week and then he could not
Yeah,
touch the ball the next.
I can't knock that. I can't knock that at center and it's 12th position.
Yeah.
Good value. Yeah, questions over Sammy. I honestly don't know his stats too well. I know he played a bit of Origin at the end of last season.
How?
I don't know.
Anyway, he's an Origin winner. He's a serious Origin winner. Anyway.
Yeah. So the interesting pickups is he's obviously gone some solid backups. So he's got
His bench is really quite good.
he's got to Powell, Jai Arrow, Kurt Mann, yeah, on his bench.
Suwali actually is not eligible to be picked, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's not even on the app yet.
There was a little bit of a blow up about that.
Oh, there you go. He should. He'll get added.
Yeah, but the whole rule was that if they weren't available to be drafted.
Yeah, I think with him though it was different. Like he'd literally just been added to their squad. Like the NRL had just given the Roosters allowance to
Have they though? Because I haven't heard that.
That's what I've heard. I've heard they have.
I heard they hadn't.
Oh well, conflicting sources. I think that Jai Arrow and Tapau, and even Kurt Mann at 10. I think, the 7 and 8. I think if he had have used that to try to get a hooker, could have been better. But just like looking at things, there's not a lot of talent left. Like, who could he have really? He could have got Rain. Mitch Rain went first pick of round 8. He could have got Rain. Yeah, he could have got. I don't think Tavares Jewel. Yeah, I just think
No, he's not.
no. I just think that if he potentially could have snagged someone like a Rain in the 7th round, his side would be a lot better, a lot stronger. So, but it's hard. He's got a gun side in some parts, and then it's a dog in others.
He's the raining balls, man. He's got a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on those balls. I think I will rate this side. Ooh, it's a hard one to rate.
Well, you gave me a B, and I can tell you right now that I think my side shits on this one. So
Really?
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give this side a B plus.
I knew you would. You get a C for me.
C.
C plus.
C. What?
B minus.
A B minus.
Yeah, he still has Munster.
He's gone
Murray,
from a C,
Madison.
a C plus to a B minus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
B minus.
I'll give him a B.
Jesus. We both got these.
Well, his side's just better in a lot of ways. You both have sections where you excel, and then sections where you don't. If I'm having a look at it, if I compare your two sides, you're better at you're
But
better
we're
at
not.
hooker. I think he's marginally better at mid. He's definitely better at edge. He's better at half.
I don't think his front rows are better.
You what?
I think they're quite similar, actually.
Well, you've got front rowers.
No, mids, mate.
Mids. Well, you've got Tamalolo, so I think yours are definitely better.
Anyway, we're not doing that.
Well, we kind of did, but
we're not going down that road. B minus. Moving on.
B. All right. What did Chris say? Chris said
something about me, I reckon. Surely.
No, you don't fucking feature, mate. He doesn't care about you that much. He won't even add you as his Facebook friend.
He doesn't even like me.
What a fun day. Felt extra special to have everyone there drafting live together. I'm never overly confident in the days between draft and first round. I don't think I drafted the worst. And he who thinks he did probably didn't do all that bad either. I don't know. Talk to Marty. Super keen for the first few games to see whose early picks pay off for round one. Thumbs up. Yeah. Ever the classy gentleman. Alright, moving on. Jesse, reigning champion, 2-time. Jack DeBellin's legal team. What do we got? Karis. It's a great name.
Coruscant first.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it.
Oh, well, you picking number 10. Coruscant's not a bad pick.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he had his best season last year in it forever. Yeah, don't know how it goes. If he backs it up, I'm sure he'll be pretty good. As long as he can stay on the park. He's got Pappenhausen at number 2.
Big raps on Pappenhausen.
Big Pap started real slow last year. And then he, towards the end of the season, absolute carnage. And now he seems to have the kicking tee, so sky's the limit for old Paps.
But again, it's very unknown. I would have picked him. I'm not going to say I wouldn't, but
I think he'll average more than he did last year.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Whiten at 3.
The pick I really like, actually.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Whiten's very up and down though. He's kind of like Cody Walker in that way, that kind of half, you know.
Yeah, but the thing about Jack Whiten is that he runs the ball, and like he literally could have a line break assist, a line break, a try assist. There's all these different stats that he gets more than others.
Yeah, in a way, the new style of game, is perfect for those two.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a good pick.
All right. We also got Nathan Brown at 4 and Twal at 5. He went in hard on his mids. Thoughts on
Nathan Brown? Yeah, I was going to say something. There's talk of him actually leaving the Eels. So.
Oh really?
Whether he actually starts or comes off the bench. I read a few stories about him. He's off contract, so it's obviously a contract year for him. So anything can happen. But I have read that there's potential that he's going to come off the bench. But when you say that, though, he's an Origin forward now.
Brown off the bench, that would be madness. That's the first I've heard of that.
I'm just saying I've read it a couple of times. But
okay.
I can't see it happening. I mean, look at their team. No. Parramatta.
Twal, he spent a bit of time injured last year. Was good when he was on the field. Yeah. Don't know what to say there.
The worst pick for me is Nakora.
Yeah, I think last season.
I spoke to him when he picked it. I was like, you should not have done that.
You're like, what were you thinking?
Yeah. I was like,
Um,
I didn't know if it was my Sharks hat that was on or my fantasy hat, but
sure. He had a
no.
breakout season. Um,
Yeah, but
2019, 2018.
there's no Sean Johnson for 8 weeks.
Yeah. Well, he got dropped last year
Yeah,
for a bit. Yeah. I just he ended up on the waivers for a long time too.
it's got a bit of a backup for him anyway, so I don't think it's too panic stations.
Yeah. Capewell could be good value at 9.
Yeah,
No
depends on how they
Jewel.
use him though. Will he start?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Jack Bird. I I don't rate it too highly. I think he'll be okay. Yeah. I just think, giving his injury history, I wouldn't be getting him at 8. Um, although, having said that, I drafted him last year even higher, and he was coming off injuries. So, what the fuck do I know? um,
Is Hopewadi a centre? No, he's not.
for 1 year center. Um, yeah, probably. Yeah, he would be. He'll be dual.
Yeah, okay.
Toa, quite like Toa.
How long does he stay? Should we put bets? We should make bets.
Well, if Jesse's fucking doesn't have rocks in his head, he'll keep Toa on his side this time. Yeah, I don't know. He probably had like one fucking bad game last year, and Jesse threw all the fucking toys out of the
Dropped him.
pram and it just fucked him off. But yeah, he looks for a lot of ball, does a lot of returns, and with Mansell gone, he could be doing even more. So, yeah, thoughts on the bench, Marshall King. Yeah, you'd have to be desperate to fucking slot him in.
Yeah, but
Back up in the
he's just that
purest of sense.
backup. Yeah, Hopewadi could easily find his way in.
Yeah, as is Kiri.
Kiri's playing halfback this year with a partner who's not a first grader. Like he hasn't played first grade.
Yeah, he has. He
No.
played some last year.
Yeah, but not like you can't say he played more than 5 games.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Kiri's a questionable, like not a questionable pick, but
Yeah.
I think he's going to be okay. He'll be better than what he was last
He
year.
got him in round 14. I don't think it matters if he's shit, you know.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's a good round 14 pick.
Yeah. He's got Papali and Katoa. Yeah.
Most bench players, I think.
Solid backups.
Yeah.
Katoa was alright in patches. He had some injuries and
He's actually injured at the moment, but
yeah. Going into last season, I think he'd only ever played about like 10 games of like rugby league. He was like a union boy. Alright, so yeah, what would you rate Jesse's side? Let me find what he had to say.
I don't think it's any different from any others. I'm just going to give it a B.
Bees, man, we love our bees, don't we?
I don't think anyone deserves an A.
Yeah, nobody's A worthy. Oh man, I've got too much shit going on with him. Jesse goes, hey man, yeah, things went well. Despite giving 2 of the most consistent coaches in the league picks 1 and 2, I feel like draft day was a success, and I'm pretty happy with my side. I would have liked some better edges, but I think that's the case with most people. But overall, I'm happy. Coruscant and Lil Pappy should be fun. I'm expecting big things, so hopefully I'm rewarded. Then he said, I just had my other league's draft just then, and my team's fucking stacked. You want to see who's in his side?
Yeah, I do actually.
Alright, so
Actually, I'll show you mine other ones.
Okay, so this is his side that he drafted. He's got Harry Grant. He's got Madison and TPJ. Then he's got Carrigan and Marty Tapau. Then he's got Jack Whiten, Manu, Tedesco, and To'o. And he's got Trebojevic on his bench. It's insanely stacked. I'm like, dude, just fucking give you the trophy already. Like, Jesus Christ. Um, yeah. As for his rating, though, B plus.
B plus. You
B
get
plus.
the rocks in your head. That's a B at best.
There's not that much difference between a B and a B plus, mate.
There
I'm
is.
I'm comparing it to some of the other sides I've given a B, and I think that, there's parts of it that, some of the sides like Sneds that we just had, the forwards were like the forward four were just crazy good, whereas Jesse's just got some solid options across the board, and there's a few spots where there's maybe question marks, but I think on the whole it's more even than
Everyone has questionable spots, mate.
yeah, I think it's a lot more even than some of the other sides. B, so I'll give it a B plus. I know Kyle said that it was his best side, his favourite side, so make of that what you will.
Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah, he hung shit on Marty too. He said,
Did he?
he goes, Marty's side's the worst. So I guess Kyle won't be trying to trade rape him then, because he's got no one good.
He's got no one to go for. He's going to have trouble.
Yeah. All right. Moving along, third last team, we had Austin, former disciple of the Stobie Army. So first round pick, he had Paddy Carrigan. Yeah, I mean Carrigan had basically his first proper season last year.
Yep,
Absolutely, he did kill it.
he did.
He was even being captain for the Broncos. So yeah, interesting first round pick. He's not dual anymore because of the changes. I think he's solid. I think he's very, very solid. Ben Hunt, I think he got purely for that duel.
Well, he picked him at half originally.
Yeah, I think you'll find. Yeah, he quickly changed his tune there. I think you find he won't average as high as last year if he's not getting any time in hooker. I think that was where he scores the most points.
Yeah.
Some games in half he can go missing, but Brandon Smith, that's looking at a pretty decent option for the time being. I think down the track it becomes a bit more of an unknown. Yeah, thoughts on Brandon Smith?
I think pick 3 for Brandon Smith is high,
Oh yeah, I also agree.
but on the other hand, he doesn't take him there. He won't get him on the way back.
Probably not. Yeah, I also agree with that.
Yeah.
Who's got number 4? Guffo.
He's a player who I would not touch.
I've had Guffo on my side and on a number of occasions, and yeah, he's never overly disappointed me, except last year when I fucking dropped him, and then he became really good. So he disappointed me in that way. Yeah, I don't hate it. Dufty, he's got like a good solid set of winger fullbacks. I think they're reliable. They can go on big runs, or they can be okay, but they're not going to shit the bed. He knows he's going to get something decent there. Yeah. So.
Ewan Atkins questionable being at the Warriors.
Yeah, he hasn't had fantastic season.
I
And now
wouldn't
he's
take
at the
too much
Warriors.
out of last year. I wouldn't
Yeah.
take too much out of last year.
I mean, honestly, I don't think you lose anything. Like at center, like if your center draft pick doesn't work out, unless you went super early on him, I don't think it matters too much. Yes, there's plenty of options. Yeah. Sometimes you just fucking play one depending on who they're playing, Yeah, I like Fogarty. In the
Yep,
halves,
so
I think he's underrated.
he came good at the back end of last year.
Yeah. What do you make of Josh Jackson? He will be playing in 13.
I have to be honest, he was on my radar to be picked up late.
Yeah.
Purely because he's playing lock. He's going to be involved way more.
Yeah.
Than what he would have been playing on an edge. I think it's a good pick. Where did you pick him up? At 9,
9. So pretty
that's a
late.
pretty good pick, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yep. And then as far as his bench goes, Campbell Gillard, he can be decent at times. Yeah. Katola, he needs a bunch of tries. Yeah. Hines, when he's playing, good. But yeah, I don't know how much use he's going to get out of him. Is he just going to hold him until
Yeah,
fucking Pappenhausen gets injured? I don't know. Yeah.
his bench is probably not going to be effective for him.
Yeah, Ford will be like,
Yeah,
okay.
he picked him because he's his best mate.
Yeah, he knows a few dragons, that's for sure. Yeah. All right, thoughts on that side? Rating
B minus.
B minus. Mm,
His bench is the B minus. Otherwise, it'd be a B.
I think it's a B. Yeah. I just think it's solid. He doesn't have any like big like massive names, I think that's what makes it look not that impressive. Just on paper, you look at it and you're just like, But yeah, I think they'll be alright.
In terms of balance, he's probably got one of the most balanced sides when you look at who his forwards.
Yeah.
He's halfback and he's back three. Like there's no standouts. They're all sort of
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it just doesn't, it doesn't scream, oh, fucking gun side. Like, but I think they'll be solid. They'll be solid. Austin says, it all went pretty well. I feel as I got the flexibility I was aiming for and plenty of play time. Brandon Smith with quite a few rounds. I don't think it'll be a winning side, but a definite contender.
That's not what you want to hear from your coach.
Yeah. Yeah. I just said, mate, all you need to do is be a contender, and then see the magic in finals, hopefully. So yeah. All right, moving on. Kyle Newman. Run me through your thoughts on this particular mob.
A few panic picks, actually, I think, but
Kyle had the look of a panicked man many times.
he took forever to pick.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? He took forever to pick. Who was it that he took forever to pick? Blake Brayley. He literally took Blake Brayley at round 3.
Yeah.
And he literally took 15 minutes to pick him.
Yeah. He's probably thinking, am I fucking stupid? The answer was yes. But,
yes. First pick, Kalen Ponga.
Yeah.
He was a player I wasn't going to touch this year based on what I saw last year.
I was thinking, oh man, maybe I can get Ponga on the way back.
That could have been an option for you, yeah, for sure. But I think Kalen Ponga over who went first? Yeah, he obviously wanted fullbacks.
Yeah, they're important people, mate.
He picked RTS again. He's got this love affair with that guy.
I know. Last chance to pick him. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he's okay. He's definitely not like elite level fullback. He's solid, but yeah, he hasn't been lighting it on fire like he has in the past. Yeah. Speaking of love affairs, he's got a love affair for Peachy.
He does.
Fucking loves getting him in his side.
I might like that pick.
Yeah, he's got David Fafita. So
relatively unknown though.
Much like when he's a fucking wrecking ball, like
I know he is. He was at the Broncos, had a great year, but
yeah,
it's hard to pick players that go to new teams.
I'm looking forward to him and Tino just fucking tearing it up at the Titans. And me and Kyle can text each other and just go, fucking, you see the Titans game? And he'll be like, nah, don't fucking watch footy. And we're like, can't check out these fucking highlights. Absolutely going to tear some sides up, those two. Yep. He's also got Fodawaker as well, so he loves him too.
Round 5 is pretty not bad. Not bad. Probably
much
on par, but
it's a much better pick than Brayley.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Um,